Hi, I'm Kitty, and this is Hustle Season. Meeting with all the hustlers, entrepreneurs, artists, anybody that's out here hustling, we want to talk to you. So you know what time it is. Let's get to hustling.
Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hustle Season. This is a new season, season 2. We are so excited. We have a special guest here. Can you introduce yourself?
Well, man, I got a lot of names.
Right. I mean, I was going to say the Dennis Wilson, but I didn't want to be dramatic.
So Dennis Wilson,
Okay.
Mr. D. Wilson, or D. Will, whatever they want to call. Co-owner of Oak Room, co-owner of the DW Studios, where we at right now.
Yes.
Also, Mr. D. Wilson Limited Corp, which is like the promotion, the graphic design arm, the big parties and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely got a lot of stuff going on. So it's hustle season. I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
it's hustle season, and that is so fire. I mean, you are basically like a serial entrepreneur, as I would say. I'm a fan of your parties, the Miami Nights, the Black Presidential Affair, all of that. My sisters love them. My sister was like, "Oh, yeah, get you some tickets for them." I'm like, hold on now. But yeah, everybody loves what you're doing. The Oak Room. I've been keeping up with your honorees and everything. That is super dope. The graphic design. Now that's something I didn't know. Like, I know that your flyers always have like the signature look with them. Like, it's like, that's a Dennis Wilson flyer. So you make those flyers yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so you how long have you been doing graphic design?
Man, we in 2024, so it's over 20 years, over 20, probably 25, 26 years.
That's so fire.
Yeah, so
and
most
the
of
work
the stuff.
shows. The work shows. It's always elegant. I love a classy look. That's why I love your party so much, because
Thank
it's
you.
like class. You know what I mean? It's fun, but it's class, and I'm more of a class person. So that's pretty exciting. You have the Oak Room. So tell us about the happy hour. Like, what happens during that time?
So about 5 years ago, we started where we would honor somebody, whether it's a person or a group. We wanted to honor people in our community. Basically, like, my thing is, I do well and people really support me, and I don't want to just take. So we want to make sure that we honor our people and spotlight our people. I had a magazine for a while, Panoramic Magazine,
Yeah,
and
I
that
remember
that
that.
was kind of geared to tell our story, because if somebody else tell your story, then it goes
Right,
anyway.
right.
But I wanted to be able to spotlight people that are important positions. A lot of times, man, the answer to a lot of your questions is right in your phone,
Right,
and people
right.
don't realize that. It's people that are right around you that do a lot of things, and so we want to spotlight that, let people know who does what, as well as put the battery in people back. Sometimes you just need that push.
Yes,
And sometimes we want to
yes.
make sure we honor people and say, you're doing a great job. Continue doing what you're doing.
Right.
We're watching you, and people have been appreciating it. They really appreciate it, and it's starting to take on a life of its own now. It's kind of growing and it's morphing into something that's bigger than I even thought it was going to be.
Yes, and isn't that exciting?
It
to
is,
see the
it
fruits
is.
of your labor just like blossom right in front of you. I personally love the diversity that you have with your honorees, like young, older women and men. It's a diversity there, and it's like you're not just focused on one dynamic. So that is pretty cool. So how do people go about getting nominated?
So
Or
you
how-
let myself know, or any staff at the Oak Room, and then we try to figure out. Obviously, we got some
Your
requirements
research,
for people. It's a community award, so they have to have some kind of community aspect to whatever they do. And it could be a business, obviously a business owner, and so on and so forth. But it does have to have. They have to have some type of community. We just want to make sure we ain't.
Involvement,
Yeah,
right.
we don't want to just be
you
putting
wanna
anybody
honor-
up there.
Yeah, it's just
So,
like what you're doing. Like, it's just like what you said. You're like, so basically, you want to give people their recognition. So it seems as though you like people, which I do too, who can give back. Like
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
Not only just doing something, but creating events for people to put the spotlight on people and everything.
It's
in
creating
their own
opportunities for
different
success,
ways.
and too, like, you don't know where the next inspiration gonna come
Right.
from. You know, this past Friday we had two ladies finishing up Women's History Month, and they are powerhouses in the city. And one of them, and I don't want to say any names, but one of them, I didn't even know that she did everything she did, and I know her personally. So you know, it's people that you know personally. You don't even know what they do and how much they got going on and how much they can help you and assist you in whatever your dreams is too. So it's big and I love it. So I want to make sure we continue to keep doing that.
Yes, and inspiration is big for an entrepreneur, especially like a newer entrepreneur. Like you know, you putting in all this work, you're doing this and doing that, and then it's only so long where you're gonna feel like, hey, you know, is people really noticing what I'm doing like out here? Like so like these type of events is definitely important for the community, and I commend you on that, because it's very, sometimes people be so involved in business, and it's not that they don't want to recognize people, but they just be so in their work, and for you to
hard,
be able
man.
to juggle the dynamic,
It's
that's
hard.
pretty dope, because you have a lot going on.
Definitely.
So that's cool, and you own the Oak Crew. That's
Co-owner.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we've been open 13 years, so.
Yes,
definitely.
and I see your businesses have got some time on them, like.
Everything I do, I try to have
Yes.
some longevity with it. I don't want to just do stuff just to make money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously, you in business to make money, but you know, you want to have some more substance behind it. We still turn up. We still want to have fun. You're like, you know what I mean? Let's not, confuse that. But we definitely want to make sure we have some substance behind everything. Anything I do, even all my events, there has to be some substance behind them. It's a turn up. We're gonna have a good time. But there's some longevity in it. It creates opportunities, it creates jobs, and it creates a lot of different things for a lot of different people and businesses. So,
Right. So how many years have you been doing the parties?
so the first party I had was in 1999, which
Oh
is
my
crazy.
God.
So we talking 25 years. My two signature events, my biggest event, the Miami Nights, and the Presidential All Black, is both in their 14th year. So,
And people really show up.
yeah, we definitely got
people
the
really
numbers.
every year. People really show up and show out, and that's inspirational itself, And I know that you put a lot of time into this.
Absolutely.
But someone like a newcomer like me into this type of industry, it's inspirational,
Thank
because
you.
it's like, okay, he did it for that long, so it's possible. When you in business and when you lead in your own pack, it's kind of like hard to see how long you really gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, because it's the everyday. The everyday does get tough. The biggest thing about business is being consistent.
Yeah.
And when you first started, you're so excited. You're so
Yeah.
excited, but then comes that everybody's excited for you, but then it comes that drop where the excitement go and now the work begins.
And now the work
And a lot of times people quit during that period of time because it gets hard. People don't support like they did before. Or people are not
Yeah.
excited. But it comes back up. You just got to keep putting the work in, because that's the business. It goes up and down.
Yeah, and that's 100% true, because even when I started Hustle Season, and I still have excitement for Hustle Season. It's I would love this. I've been doing this for a long time, but I had a time where, like when I shot my last episode, I wasn't shooting for a minute, and I was going through it mentally. I just felt like I was doing too much at once. Trying to do Kitty's Closet and trying to do Hustle Season, trying to work, and I still got to work my 9 to 5 because I'm not where I need to be at, and taking care of kids at home. And it's like, oh my goodness. So I needed a mental break, and during that break, I kind of felt bad, because I was like, am I like taking away my credibility by taking this break? Like,
Oh, no.
you don't want to lose your momentum, but it's just like you have to take a break. Like,
You do.
what advice do you have for business owners that or entrepreneurs, artists who putting in the work and they just feel discouraged? Like, they just feel like either it's not going nowhere or it's too much. They want to do it, but it's just too much.
I tell people start small. So a lot of times we see and I use entertainment. You see the Drakes, you see the Futures. Might as well do both sides.
Right.
But you see the people who are at the top of the thing, and you forget that it starts small. You know what I mean? You start small and let it build. Sometimes we try to start so big, and then we get overwhelmed because you have so much going on. We have our personal life. You do have to work.
Right.
I still work my regular job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just starting small in steps. And two, it's consistency. As long as, you know what I mean, the longer you stay at it, the better you'll get. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure your last interview is better than your first interview.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it's
yeah.
not, then we got a problem.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
So
right. It's all
it's
about
just like
progress.
people got to allow themselves to grow, and they have to allow their businesses to grow. You know, like a business is not going to take care of you day one.
Right.
It takes a long time to build a business. You know, at the Oak Room, it took us, man, it was about 8 years before that thing turned around, and then COVID hit. So
Oh
you
my
know what I mean?
gosh, that
But-
stumbling block.
yeah,
right
so it's
there.
always something, but you have to stay consistent in what you do. Yes, there's going to be times where you don't feel like doing it, but that's just everything. I mean, who gets up and want to just get up and go to work every
Right,
day?
right,
No, you
right.
don't. You know, I don't care what kind of job you got, how excited you are. You know, I played basketball in college. I love playing basketball, but when we was in season, man, I'm like, man, I don't feel like going to practice. I
Right,
don't-
right.
You know, it's like that's just part of every day. You know what I mean? But you just got to stay consistent, and if you stay consistent, it will work out.
That's
you know.
fire, and thank you for that because I asked you that for me, for them too. But you know, sometimes it's nice to hear that from somebody that's more seasoned in the industry that you're in. So, thank you for that. So let's talk about Miami Nights.
Yes,
That's
yes.
coming up. So I was a part of last year's photo shoot. That was fun. So what is your basis behind Miami Nights? Like, what is your vision?
So it started as just a party, an all-white party, and then it just transformed and morphed into something. And that's to continue to grow. It started with 400 people. Then it went down to 250. So when it went down, most people would quit because there was some tension. There was some things going on in the area, the community. And, you know, we had some issues, or I had some issues, or whatever. And you know, it was easy to quit, but then we kept going. So then it got back to 400, and it went to 500, and then went to 700, then it went to 1200, then it went to 1700. You know what I mean? Then it went to 2700. Then COVID.
That's
So now we got to start back over, but now we back at 17. You know, maybe hopefully this year we hoping at 2000. You know what I mean? So it's just being consistent in what you're doing, and it grew. So now it's. Well, it was the fashion show. I'm not doing the fashion show again this year. But we had the fashion show.
I might have been on the runway this year. I might have been on the runway this year.
But we had the fashion shows. We had the bands. You had the DJs. You had security. You had people who worked the door. Just creating opportunities and jobs for all these people consistently. And two, the arts. You know what I mean? Like you had your talent. Like you know what I mean? Like you was in the photo shoot last year. So you know. You had opportunities for people to be in photo shoots to push their business within the promotion of the event. You know, you sell clothes, so it's opportunities for people to sell clothes and so on and do everything too. So it's a lot of different opportunities within the event, and so it's just more than just a party. And two, now you got a lot of Rochester. We bring a lot of Rochester people in. We bring in people from Toronto. So we got the. What's up, baby? We in the middle of a shoot.
Oh, are y'all?
We're gonna keep that.
Yo, I went in the movie, man, so we might as well, man. We might as well.
We're gonna keep that.
Yeah, still, they got the movie coming up. But so that's what the event is about. It's not just about me, you know what I mean? It's about the community. It's about everybody. It's still the turn up.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. And two, I feel like Miami Nights and Presidential they can equal or equivalent to any big event in any big city. So I don't care. You can go to New York to Javits Center and go to the All Black Fair. My joint is just as good, or if not better. So, and I feel that with 100% accuracy. And two, people come in town. They had those.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I
I got
feel
my boys from Toronto coming down.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
And I've seen that. I've seen people say, you know, they're traveling for the event and everything like that. So it's really like a Miami night, you know, like people traveling, and you know, you got the showcase, you got the videographers, the photographers. People feel important when they walk in.
We got the cigars, you know, we
You know
got
what
the
I mean?
cigar
That's
company
fire.
comes in, and it's we usually have some major sponsorships. So we got some actually this year I'm partnering with Hugo Boss, so which is a major partnership when you think about Hugo Boss is a national. One of the top clothing companies in the country or in the world, you know what I mean? So to be able to partner with them, and hopefully we can grow together. And then we got some other partnerships that still we ain't signed the paper yet,
That's
but
so fire,
working on those.
you know. And I'm so inspired to hear all of this, you know. sometimes I feel like, you know, even Kitty's Closet and Hustle Season is enough. You know what I mean? Like, if I take on something else, I might blow a gasket or something.
I do the same thing, and then I wind up starting something else.
Yeah, but that's the
yeah,
same, like,
sneaker bar,
creatives.
and then, you know, I mean.
Yeah, like creatives,
yeah.
we just can't
stop.
can't help it, you
Yeah.
know? So that's fire. So in this studio, this is your studio, DW Studios, like, thank you so much for providing this, because
Thank you.
when I saw the studio, when I saw the promotion for it, I'm like, that, because I already knew that I want to do a podcast, but I'm trying to figure out location and everything, and I'm like, that is it right there. Just the elegance of the studio, just the vibe, you know. So that's fire. And you had this for how long? When did you open up?
We opened in September, so we
September.
haven't even reached a year
Yeah,
yet.
so it's fresh, and you know, and it's, and you know, I'm more than happy to be a spokeswoman for it because I really love it. So thank you for that.
Definitely.
So yeah, were you popular in high school? Like, I'm asking because of all the support. You get a lot of good support.
I'm not gonna say I was popular, but I went to Turner Carroll, so at that time I played basketball,
Yeah.
so you knew the basketball players, you knew the community, like, you know what I mean. So I grew up in the basketball culture, so we all knew each other, you know, the different boys clubs. The boys clubs was huge back in our era, so you know, you had the competition between different boys clubs, and that was half the city, you know what I mean. So, and I grew up in a lot of different neighborhoods, so I knew a lot of different people too. So I ain't gonna say I was popular, but a lot of people knew me. And then you go to college, play ball, and we was doing music, and you know. So after a while, you know, and then I did graphics for a lot of people. So doing graphics for all these years, I mean, I did something from pretty much everybody. So
you could tell the skill. You know, you can tell that it's some time behind it, some persistence. So yeah, that's so fire. I was excited to do this interview. I really was. I was like, oh, we got Dennis in the house. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, you know, just kind of let the people know how they can contact you for different events, for different, you know, networking opportunities. Maybe someone wants to get you on their podcast or anything.
So my website, mrdwilson.com. You can go there, you can contact me. It's connected to all my socials, it's connected to everything I do. You can see all my businesses is on there. So pretty much everything runs through my website, mrdwilson.com. I do answer all my DMs and emails and all that stuff consistently. So I'm not one of those people who, like, every time you hit me, I answer back. Like, I'm not one of those, you know, some people, like, you know, because I got this dark man demeanor, they think like, yo, they can't talk.
They stand up, but you know.
Yeah, nah, I'm not that.
People, like, automatically, you know, they act as if how they would be in a situation sometimes. Like, oh, you know, he's a busy man, I don't want to bother him, you know. So, you know, that's fire. So yeah, you guys can check out his website. You know, check out the studio. We're gonna have your social media handle on here, so everybody be able to find your social media.
DW Studios.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to Hustle Season. Remember, stay hustling.
Go back to when they walking in the club. Play that belly from the top. Yeah, play belly from the top. Then I want you to go to the scene with her and Shorty and that blue. Act bad, 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 act bad.
If you look good, act bad. If you look good, act bad. If you look good, act bad. If you look good, act bad. Act bad.
Act bad, act bad.
Act bad.
Act bad, act bad.
Act bad.
Act bad, act bad.
My act bad is activated. Hey, look. Bring the hot girls, come to party. Yes to the beat, love it, love it, love it. Alright then, bring me the girl, let me keeping it golden. 100% of love where we owe them. Fit on your body, I keep them eyes swollen. This summer, yeah, you're hotter than an oven. Go and rock your body, control them. Run them over, bulldoze them. Quick pick, get the IG oppose then. Bend over, girl, touch for your toes. Cause we like the girl, them we at. We love the girl, them we at. Bring them non-stop. We like the girl, them we at.